Kathy Vick, deeply awake. I'm not going to channel, but I do want to take my glasses off, because if I put my head up the way that I like it to be put up, you can't see me. Hello, where are my eyes? So, will she channel? We step aside. I just wanted to come to you today, sans glasses, and in my work, the main idea was sending myself life preservers. I'd get to a place where I knew I was doing okay. I was thinking clearly. I was without anxiety. I was without fear and worry and la la la. And I felt much self love and love for Creator, and I felt balanced and whole and aware of brand new ideas. And then I would go to the computer and jot them down. I'd try to figure out, oftentimes with help, what had contributed to the crisis and what had been instrumental in its release. And I considered them these essays, these notes, these love songs and love letters, breadcrumbs. So when I got lost again, when things got bad again, I would have a reference for how to get back to the place I knew was home. I knew myself to be functional, confident, loved, loving, hopeful, balanced, feeling safe, feeling competent, all of those things. Because, that was not my natural stance. I was riddled with self-doubt on purpose. So, the only reason I wanted to come to you today was to say, hey, don't. If you're going through a rough spot, don't give up. Just don't. Don't. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Partly because what else can you do? It's a conveyor belt that you get on energetically, and it's by agreement of your soul. And you can stop it. You can take a look around and say, you know what? This is too disruptive. I've gone this far. It's good enough. I feel better. That's enough. And that's that. The one who is in the bodysuit sets the pace. Not the soul. No. You can always say no. And I was like, I think that I came in with the no kind of scratched off. But hard set to it. And that's not true. I was wide open, and all I wanted was more. From seeing a UFO when I was a toddler in overalls, to being able to get huge and little and huge and little when I was a girl, being able to find exquisite joy and peace laying in a clover field as a kid, and then later having that same feeling steal over me when I was reading a poem that was well constructed. Neruda, E.E. Cummings. So many. So many. So many. Rilke. I love them all. Music. And then human contact. I'll never explain all of it, but human contact has, for me, been a source of tremendous pain, tremendous sense of isolation. And in that soundproof booth that I used to live in was actually a blessing. Partly because of who I shared my journey with, who I chose to associate with, and their troubles, which they were very good at making sure I understood were actually my troubles, because I was the cause of them. So, yeah, there was enough abuse that it wrinkled things. And it took a lifetime to unwrinkle, to unknot. And it's taken 4 years of profound essay work and expression, meditation, contemplation, application, prayer, surrender, to be here today, telling you, don't give up, not quite yet. You have no idea, perhaps, how potent this energy is, and how obvious the love is from Source. These are the thoughts I had upon awakening today. I was able to see, I remember, feel what it used to be like. Waking up and automatically this blanket of thick, heavy blanket of just not wanting to be here. The slog. Not having what I want in my reality, not knowing why, frustration, that was, of course, to be dealt with quietly, to be born somehow without acknowledgement or complaint. And was very rarely eased by others, though at times it was. And then things changed dramatically and continually until, well, that won't change, that won't end. So, you know, I can only speak for myself. And I'm always relieved when I talk with friends and they only speak for themselves. I don't associate in a friendly way with people who feel compelled to give me advice, unless I ask for it. Sometimes I do. And I've been blessed with the advice I've received. But I really felt like this is something that I had to take care of myself. I had to understand and reconcile myself, get right with myself and my God. So I simply stand as one human being who's tried to make sense of things that have been hard. And when I use that little word, hard, I'm not going to explain. Just as perhaps your life has been hard. to the point where you've been driven to your knees, sobbing, weeping, and falling asleep, exhausted. Have you been there? Well, good. You know what that means? You're paying attention. You have depth. Your heart's open. And you're being assisted. Being on this path, it's not all, tea lights and fairy dreams and unicorn farts. And I know of some people who, they've risen above. And thank you. Thank you for the people who just have absent some of the things that I really, really, really enjoy. Clean lives that are, so pure. You can smell the fresh air coming off of them. Ah, what a relief. To be that clear, to be that untroubled, to be that culturally disconnected. Thank you. Thank you. Pure conduit of love. We need you. No, for me, no. I like contrast. I like I like leather and rock and roll and sex and expression and things that are thought to be naughty. Not in the New Age wheelhouse, and quite possibly sacrilegious. Good. Good. Because I think that the standards that have been used for holiness or whatever are quite arbitrary and part of the culture, not part of the greater reality. To me, expression, joy, freedom, connection, kindness given and received. Those are important. What I'm really enjoying is just walking around without the monkey on my back that was anxiety. That's the heavy blanket that would fall on me as my consciousness rocked into my body again every morning. Fear. Sure, let's call it anxiety. Let's call it OCD. Let's call it perfectionism. Let's call it kowtowing to authorities who are unbalanced and unsafe to be around. Not seeing self as authority, but others who were unkind, unforgiving. And all of that's gone. It's only me who keeps it alive. And I've kept it alive, I think, for 4 years so that I could come to terms with it and learn to love it and dismiss it, but also to showcase it. And that is what is ending. I think now, dealing with these contrasts of good and bad, right and wrong, leather or lace, tattoo or no tattoo, holy or not, asexual or pansexual, all of these things, these contrasts, these rights and wrongs, that's what stopped. And I can't account for it. Really. I can't point to one mechanism, one clear, perfect thought that can serve as a life preserver for you. Really, all I can do is present my life and my heart and my thoughts. And either people will respond or they won't. Either they'll resonate or they won't. I was told when I started this work, what I have accomplished is a new genre called reverse autobiography, or reverse biography, depending. The idea being that you get a hit of light. You have something happen that alters you, and you begin to think new thoughts, behave in new ways, and define self differently. And then the process begins, where you must look at your old life through new lenses. Perhaps lenses that are a bit more individual to your own makeup, that are clear. Assumptions removed. Old stories and explanations suspended. And you begin to explain to yourself who it is you are, what it is you are, what it is you know, and who you are now. And I was told it's going to be quite a popular genre. Oh no. Time will tell, right? Crown said, long ago, you know, you're moved, you get something that happens to you and it just opens you up, blasts you open, and you have brand new thoughts and you know you've got to do this new thing. Is it aromatherapy? Is it essay work? Is it, what is it? Body work? A new relationship status? What? And you try it and it falls flat. Because the natural reaction of the human is to be changed and then run right out and do what they understand they have been charged to do. It's a timing thing. So, yeah, insistently, determinedly, whatever, how you say that. And I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote, and I wrote. Free. You want to see it? Look at my name. Look up Deeply Awake and read. Go to lightworkers.org and read. Didn't ever ask for a penny from anybody. Never edited it and put it in a book form. Not yet. Because it was a workbook. It was a gift. In real time. For me. And for you. Now I believe that time has wrapped up. It's a new time. And I'll close with this. That chubby white flame, that if I can remember that I am that, and I am confronted with a person who is suspicious or paranoid or unhappy or critical, I don't have to say a thing. The energy changes. It has changed. And I recognize, by virtue of being among people, there are healings occurring. It's not me. But being aware of this light, of this reality, as I'm plodding along in my big feet, making messes. swearing, getting myself in, I don't get myself in too many situations anymore, but oh my, do I find myself in gardens of delight. And unafraid, just having fun. Why not? I don't know how long I'll be here, and that's something that I'm coming to terms with now. This death motif in Ascension. I have wondered the last month or so if I'm wrapping up this physical lifetime. It certainly would be appropriate. I mean, it just would. And it's only been the last couple of weeks that I have really shaken off that death wish that I walked around with for a lifetime. I want to be here. I mean, if it ends tomorrow, I'm more than happy to make the journey, believe me. I've been ready since I incarnated. But I'm no longer resentful, nor am I projecting anxiety, fear, and a sense of incompetence onto the future. I'm actually looking forward to things. And whether they happen this lifetime or next, I don't care. I've got time. I realized on Sunday, as I was singing, what I've accomplished now, this lifetime, I don't have to have Cryon tell me it. I know. Next incarnation, I'm coming back knowing this. And kind of made a deal with myself. I don't want to come back until there are deeply awake volumes on the bookshelf, so that my parents have those volumes in my home, so I can read my words and remember, remember, remember. How easy is that going to be? It's going to be a blast. Doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter when. While I'm here, I'll be laughing. I'll be celebrating. I'll be connecting. I'll be making love. I'll be making light. From here on out, really. Anxiety is a form of fear. We all know this. But somehow we just accept that it's perfectly reasonable to walk around quivering masses of anxiety. That is supposed to be okay. But this fear stuff, well, anxiety and OCD and all that stuff, that's fear. It's depression. It's grief. And it's okay. It's okay. What I've known of that, well, I've filled volumes, haven't I? And it ends. It is finite, and there is more. A simple message of hope and love. I give to you this day, my family, wishing you deep peace, inner harmony, relaxation, certainty, hope, trust, and acceptance within and without. Selah.